Let's go find some big trees. Are you ready for an adventure to a temperate rainforest and a little surprise at the end? Okay, I'll tell you. It's a coastal beach in the Pacific Northwest called Ruby Beach. I think you might like it. I like to pick up the information that's provided by the park system. It's usually done very well and includes all the flora and fauna information. This is what the Olympic National Forest has to offer. The entrances to both the rainforest and Ruby Beach can be accessed off of Highway 101 in Washington State, just south of the town of Forks, which happens to be the filming location for the series called Twilight. Today, I wanted to show you one of my most favorite places of all. It's the HOH Rainforest, that's HOH Rainforest in Washington State. This is the visitor center from the outside because we can't go inside due to COVID. Inside are amazing exhibits of the natural rainforest, how it was formed, the flora, the fauna, and a fantastic mural over on this side that was hand painted and little exploring places for kids at their level, little boxes they can open up and touch and feel. It truly is a fantastic visitor center. So I hope you enjoy the tour today of the rainforest. We're going to take a little walk through the woods. You'll see moss and ferns and sunlight coming through the deciduous trees. You'll see some really big trunks and a sparkling river. I think we're going to have a really beautiful walk today. We are at the Trailhead for the HOH River Trail. Take your pick. There are several destinations here. You can go as far as you want along this one trail and then turn around at any of these points or any place you choose. It's all beautiful. And if you don't feel like going this far, there are a couple shorter trails, about a mile or less, and they're pretty flat. They're close to the parking lot and perfect for kids and people who have struggled on a harder trail like these. Dan, did you find a hidey hole?
Oh yeah. It's a total bear hole.
What's in there?
You know, it's empty right now, but I'm sure some creature, some animal would love it.
This is one tremendous nursery log. It's called a nursery log because it is home to a bunch of baby plants. I pasted out, and this is over 100 feet long. Fantastic. Well, obviously there's going to be mosses. There's going to be little deciduous shrubs like this huckleberry. Both start with an H. And then there's conifers and some brambles. You'll see all kinds of species coming up in the nursery log. They like to grow in this kind of environment because it is moist and there's some nutrients, and it's just generally a lovely place to hang out if you're a baby plant. That might be a little bulb of some kind. You'll see sword ferns and different grasses and sedges. All kinds of beautiful little miniature things coming up here, especially a variety of mosses. And there are hundreds of mosses in the Olympic rainforest. And you can see just looking here, we have several different species, I'm sure. Or they're the same species in different times of growth. I'm not sure. I'm not an expert on this. In addition to mosses, the HOH rainforest is home to other bryophytes, such as liverwort and hornwort. Also growing in abundance is lichen, which is extra fascinating because it's actually two organisms consisting of a fungi filament combined with either an algae or a cyanobacteria. To know the difference, I always rely on an expert or a field guide. I have to admit that I'm more interested in the experience of being in the rainforest rather than plant identification of all these many non-vascular organisms. Now that's a big tree, right? This tree that's growing, it's really pretty healthy, it seems, obviously got rooted in on the top of this nursery log down below. And we can see that the trunk extends down over the sides of this nursery log. Well, what would happen if the nursery log eventually disintegrated? What would it look like down here underneath the tree that's growing? It'd probably be hollow. So that might have solved the mystery of a tree we saw earlier that had looked like it was on stilts. I am about 5'1 3/4". So that makes this, the diameter of this amazing trunk, about, over 4 feet, I would say. I'm always curious about how old a tree is. And the way to tell that is by counting the rings, the growth rings, that start from the center to the outside of the tree. For every year it lives, it puts on another ring. We can just count them individually, which would take a while. I'd like to do that, but I'm more interested in going to see the river today. Welcome to the HOH River, one of my favorite places in the entire world. Being at the HOH River is better than a spa. Foot therapy with water, hot rocks, and sand. Nothing like a warm foot massage. As we left the park on the way to Ruby Beach, we encountered this western toad. It was about 4 inches long, and although they can jump, this one remained perfectly still. This is Ruby Beach, 27 miles south of the town of Forks in Washington State.